um, that was on with us last week from Africa, excuse me, from India, Paresh. I was thinking of Ronald, who is from Africa, who's actually going to be a speaker with us. But Paresh and I had some dialogue during the session last week, and now we're gonna talk with him on a bigger session down the road. I just noticed that the way I've got my system set up right now, the nice white wall behind it's kind of cool, but then there's got the one tiny little picture that I have up there that is in the view. Let's see if I change this view just a little out, and that shows. Let's go this way. There we go. Um, so it doesn't look so weird. It looks like it's a light switch or something. Um, so Alicia says, Dr. Fewer says hello. Say hello to him. I appreciate that. So how is it today in Bangladesh, Mark?
In Bangladesh, it was raining for a little bit, but there has been some more um, political uh, mishaps.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, so there was like um, a few places got burned. Some people uh, back and forth with police. So yeah, that is regular for Bangladesh.
So I moved my camera down. Now that little picture up there was bothering me. This
It's
looks
gone
this actually.
now.
Now it's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. So I'm gonna even get that little corner of my other monitor gone. There we go. So I'm using for the second week in a row, I'm using a different computer because my primary computer sound card is screwed up. And Mark and I have talked about this, but we think we can get a portable one um, from one of the stores like Best Buy or whatever that should be relatively inexpensive that I can just add to this because it's not that old of a computer and really shouldn't have had a problem yet with the sound card. But I think I want to try to see if I can salvage it because it's a really nice computer. Plus, I've saved a lot of stuff on it, and I don't really want to have to go try to salvage that and save it somewhere else. So anyway, um, this is again a session for you guys, meaning I'd love to have your thoughts rather than just Mark's and mine. And as always, we've got some new faces in the audience, plus Levi's otter, but we don't have one of the otters that has been on here. You notice that, Mark? Um,
Yeah.
I can't remember the other guy's name or the other person's name's otter that was on here every week.
Right.
Oh, you know what? It was, I think it was an African name. It doesn't mean the
Uh-huh.
person was from Africa. But anyway, they're not here. We have a couple of, for sure, new people out there. Appreciate you people coming in. Gosh, I feel so crummy sometimes now where it would be wrong to state, that a certain name is a guy or a gal. These sound like male names, but I'm not sure. It could be either. So I am one wearing glasses today, and I think I probably had these on last week. My office and studio area has a lot of natural light coming in from behind the screens, which makes it really nice. So it really means that I'm given sort of nice natural light. But because of the cataract surgery that I had over a 2 week period, I had it a week ago Monday and 2 weeks ago Monday. I'm not supposed to have my eyes exposed to ultraviolet rays. And so um, I am wearing these basically non prescription, so they're just pieces of glass that will keep out infrared. I think it's infrared. It's either infrared or ultraviolet. I think it's ultraviolet actually, radiation. So I'll wear when I'm inside, I wear these, and when I'm outside, if I really want to be cool, I can do this and put on my shades, and I'm not going to do that here because that looks weird, and I can hardly see the screen. So, but anyway, I had a post-op appointment earlier this week, and everything is healing really well, the doctor said. And again, I did get not a brand new technology, but a relatively new technology in lenses for my eyes. So I have now artificial lenses in both eyes, and they're lenses that should last forever and should stop me from having any difference in my vision for the remainder of my life that relates to my eyeball. You could obviously get difference in vision because of other factors, weakening of the muscles around the eye and so on. But what they have to do over the next probably 3 months is tweak my vision. And they do that through exposure to ultraviolet, to UV. And that's why I can't really get them exposed for any length of time now, because what happens is they concentrate the UV and they put it onto one or both of my eyes when they're going to be changing their essentially their shape um, for a real brief period of time, and then they check my vision again, and eventually they'll do what they call lock in, and that's through a longer exposure. And it's that point that I literally can't change the way that the lens is shaped any longer. So at this point, they have not dealt with my stigmatism that I have. And that's the next thing they'll do. And it'll help me to get there, to get to where I basically have what the eye doctor says is 20 happy vision. So not 2020, not 2010, not 2040, 20 happy. So it'll be able to be what I would like it to be, which is very cool. So anyway, got these on because of that. Had one of those what you would call good doctor's appointments today. I went in to have just a routine cleaning of my teeth, and I didn't have any new cavities. And the doctor actually complimented me on my tooth care over the last 6 months. Actually, a little longer than that. It was November that I last went. So it's almost 8 months. Oh, 9 months almost. So anyway, he complimented me and said I was doing a good job taking care of my teeth. That's a good thing. Wearing a T-shirt today that I really didn't really fully intend to wear, but it talks about the family reunion that I had last January, if you remember me talking about that, because I did one of our webinars from the Sacramento area. That's a little bit of my family still in the picture that I haven't changed because I just love the view of my granddaughter and others in our family from actually coming up on 3 years ago this winter, this Christmas. And this was again from a family gathering more recently. So put in some thoughts. Alicia's been throwing stuff in already related to oh, and again, I'm using this computer because the sound card in the other one isn't so great. This maybe doesn't get as good a sound. How's my voice quality on this computer versus the other one, Mark?
No, I don't see any difference. I think this is good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because I frankly use a actual studio quality mic
Right.
and
Yeah.
for the other one, and then um, I was able to buy it at an auction. I'm going to grab something here. I'm not going anywhere. at a the states. Dropped it. An estate sale. Oh, that's not good. I just do. I just hit something that says Chrome here. Just a second. I'll get rid of this. I dropped it on my keyboard and it threw me into something for Chrome. So this is a Yeti microphone. And Yeti still makes some of the very best studio quality microphones. And I just had forgotten that I had purchased this and I haven't hooked it up yet. So anyway, that's another tool for us to get to use at some point here. Um, let's see what else has happened here. Let's see what else we have in the chat before I talk about other things. Mark, what else? You were talking about some, just before we started, everybody, Mark was talking about some political unrest going on in Bangladesh.
Correct.
Give a little more detail on that.
Okay, so so there are some protests going on with the students again, and this time police was a little bit harsh, and then in return they burned some places, some vandalism. So this is pretty harsh now, but this is a regular story for us. We're used to it, so no surprises.
So Alicia's talking about where she's at right now today, Clover, Virginia, and she gives it and says it is a census designated place. That's a term I haven't heard before, which probably means it's not a city, it's not a town, but it's a census designated place in Halifax County, Virginia, located in the area code, zip code, whatever. I'm not going to give that out. It's the 24534. And it has a population of 366 as of the 2020 census. It used to be, oh, I see. It used to be incorporated and it reverted to unincorporated status in 1998. And then she says that, I apologize, but I rarely get calls on this other line that I have in the office here.
Call from
But I do sometimes, and it's frustrating. But I really don't have another place to put it right now. Anyway, she says it reverted to unincorporated status in 1998. The area has a historical significance, including the Rosenwald School, built in the early 1920s, which is pretty cool. And then she's given several others, which we may get to here, maybe one including Uganda, where, as I mentioned, we've got one of our speakers that's going to be coming is from. So, and as always, lots of interest in restoration agriculture, which is what we are all interested in. I'm going to talk about a little different topic today, though. And that is photo. Sometimes we'll say phyto. I don't mean phyto, but photo therapy. And it's a process that is more and more being used in wellness and healing types of activities. So broad term, photo. So photo means any kind of electronic waves, and usually those that are in the spectrum of being visible, right? So a light that would be in that area of a wave where it allows us to be able to see that wave. So the light that comes from the sun, obviously, or the light that comes from LED light bulbs, that's light in that visible spectrum. And obviously light that is in different spectrums or electronic waves include ultraviolet and infrared, and then even sound waves are a form of an electric wave that is of a different frequency, that is what creates sound as we have it. And so there's a wide array of different frequencies, and that is what creates these different kinds of rays. Let's call them rays right now rather than light. Anyway, there's a whole medical area called either light therapy or phototherapy. And it is one that is very experimental right now. And if you did a search about it on things like Grok or ChatGPT or some of the other AIs, you would find that the traditional medical um, industry would be skeptical about the benefits or potential detriments of phototherapy. Um, and then they would say that those that are more on the fringes, innovative and such, will be much more positive about it. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up today is that since last week, I've had an exposure to a specific um, type of phototherapy, actually two of them, and that's why it was interesting because I was exposed to both of them pretty coincidentally. One of them was at a very large horse event that's occurring very close to me right now. And I've told you in previous events that I live less than a half a mile away from one of the largest equestrian centers in the United States. And right now, a very large cutting horse competition is occurring. It actually started a week and a half ago and will continue through this Sunday. And it is bringing in people from all over the United States. And um, anyway, there was a booth there with a company called Visum, Visum. Mark, just so I can keep involved with the audience, would you look up that company? Just do a
Sure.
search for Visum, and you'll find their website. Um, and we'll look at them for a second here in a little bit. So if you bring that up and tell me when you've got it, and then we can put it up. A second company that I was introduced to, and so they have a booth at this horse show, very good sized booth, and they sell products that provide phototherapy to, um, let's just broadly say mammals, but more specifically to either horses, to dogs, or to humans. And specifically, they're at a horse show because right now they believe their products that they have for horses are showing some great promise and doing some really good things with horses. So the other company that I was exposed to this week is called LifeWave. And so that's Lifewave, all one word. And in their logo, they actually capitalize the L and the W. So Life Wave. And maybe look up that website also, Mark. So, and I think they're both visum.com and
Yeah,
lifewave.com.
yeah, I've got Life Wave, but I didn't get Visum. For Visum, okay, let me show you my screen. So what I've got. So this is Life Wave.
Yep,
Uh,
that's their website. That shows the top of it.
right. And for Visum, I did a search, and so I don't get Visum.com, but I get
Yeah,
all other things.
let me see let's go. What's that one? It's a little further down. Visum, no, it's not that. Um, I got one of their
And
cards right here, so let me make sure. It might be .net even. Let's see.
okay, there's it might be this one, Visum Technologies. So it's imaging,
Yeah, I think
photo and
so.
video.
That looks like it. By the way, one of
Okay.
the things that I have going now with this, before my eyes get fully adjusted, is I can see at a distance really well, but I got to use, that's it. That is their site.
Okay.
Um, well, actually, no, I don't think it is. Um,
Okay.
it's Visum Light, so VISUMLIGHT.com. This
Okay.
is actually I think a company that's in the video business.
Yeah, so Visum Lights, right?
Right. There you go.
.com.
Yeah, it is .com.
All right, so this is the one.
Let's look at Visum first.
Okay. It's loading. All right.
There we go. Yep, and that's exactly what I saw at the booth at this show. And they don't just make those are handheld, so that would be just about like holding a hairbrush or something like that. And then they also make pads, like you're seeing right here, the flex pads that you would put over an ankle or over your knee or around your back or like a blanket on a horse. Um, and they emit light. And so that's, you're seeing them there. There we go. There you're seeing both sides of them. The one on the left is with the lights, and then and these are LEDs, and these are visible frequencies of light. So they even describe how there's at least some evidence that white colored light will do things different than green, and that blue and that red will do. Um, we'll click on the shop mark up on the top bar. There you go. That'll show more of what they have for products. And there you can see the handheld devices. And they're not cheap, by the way. Look at the prices right there. That $12.99 is actually what one of the lights would be. Um, the ones that are next to it are just accessories for the light. But if you aren't seeing their most expensive products, keep scrolling down, Mark. Here, look at this. These packages look at this one, a professional package for humans. The one there is $4,633. A horse package is 3,264 or 2,096. Um, I have not done a lot of research at all on these yet, so I can't tell you a lot more about it. I just wanted to briefly mention it here today and see if anybody else has thoughts and as they either encountered it or not, this kind of therapy. Um, I'm going to look in the chat here. Just scroll a little. There's not that many more. Oh, that was the end of them. That's all their products actually right there. So, um, we do have a link to a YouTube video that maybe we'll look at a little later for about light therapy or phototherapy. So now let's go to the LifeWave site real quick. You had it on another tab. So LifeWave's a lot more simple. Um, the Vism is again a whole variety of products, and they're essentially everything from you know horses, dogs, whatever. LifeWave is a human product, and not to say that you couldn't use it um, for animals also, but and it's not something that is edible, nor is it I'll just call it invasive. So it's not something that you poke like an acupuncture would be, or you inject, or you eat or drink. It is really simply the reflection of light leaving your body back into your body through patches. And I think you can look down, Mark, a little bit, just scroll downward. And you'll see that these patches are like little quarter sized, and they are placed with a little bit of a adhesive like a Band-Aid would have. And you put them during you wear them during the day and take them off at night. And as you can see, they've come up with some nutritional products also. This is a very successful company, by the way, doing unbelievable in the marketplace right now. But their primary product is this X39 and another one that is X49, which are these patches that reflect your body's emission of light from itself, which wait a minute, we emit light, yes, and that's why humans, for example, will show up with night vision goggles, because it's the energy, the light energy that's coming out of our body, that's leaving our body. And we get rid of heat by sweating, and we also get rid of heat by not receptors, but generators in our skin that are moving heat away from us. So, Mark, go down further. We want to look at some of the patch side of things here. Here we go. What is phototherapy? Science of phototherapy, which has been around for about 100 years, and maybe longer, uses light to improve health of the body. As far back as 2000, there you go, 2,000 years ago, the ancient Greeks had a center for studying the effects of different colored lights on the body. Even the ancient Egyptians, who promoted health by focusing sunlight through colored glass on certain areas of the body, understood this concept. So again, this is much like what Vism is promoting in their business, and as is LifeWave. So just keep going. I want to see if you can see a picture of the patches. Go back up to the patch up at the very top. There's going to be a shop in click on the shop there. So she's got a patch on her arm there, two of them, that one right above her elbow and one up on her shoulder. And those again are ones that she just have on during the day. And again, there is a belief that they have some kind of health benefits. Now, LifeWave is one of the best known companies for this, but the reality is there are, I'm going to my other monitor now, I'm looking, there are a number of other companies that have had or do have products. And there's some big ones, and there's some all over the world. And maybe the best known of them is the company that makes light bulbs, Philips. So if you've purchased a light bulb lately, and fortunately, because we have LEDs now that last a long time, some of us maybe will never buy a light bulb in our lives. Isn't that amazing, Mark? You and I lived when we had incandescents, and how often would they burn out? They'd burn out pretty quickly. Yep. And now your son or your daughter, may never have to remove a light bulb.
Yep. LEDs.
Yeah, LEDs can last for so long. So Philips has what they call medical grade light therapy devices for something called seasonal affective disorder, which I'm not sure I know what that is. I'll look that up here in a second. There are lights called the Philips Go Light Blue, and They also have specific lights for dermatology purposes that will help with things like psoriasis and other skin conditions. By the way, on this young lady there, those are not tattoos. That's actually a light that they're putting a light that's shining towards her through a prism that gives that view or that look on her arm. Um, but anyway, so again, Philips is a company that has products. Another one called Luminet that's out of Belgium. They have wearable light therapy glasses that are used for mood regulation, um, jet lag, sleep wake cycle management. And so that's it. A company called Joovv here in the US, JOOVV, that that uses near infrared light or red light for pain and performance recovery and so on. So very similar to what maybe the philosophy of LifeWave would be. A company in the U.S. called BioLight, company in Canada called V-Light or Vi-Light, VIE Light. Another U.S. company, Omnilux, and a German company called Beurer, Beurer. So, so it's not a completely crazy sort of way out on the edge technology. It's actually one that's becoming a little bit more and more through the years mainstream. Um, so Alicia put some neat comments in here. Oh, she's just talking about LED lights and how they extend. Um, Obviously the length of time that a light bulb will live, not have to be replaced. Mark, go to Philips. So it's spelled for PHILIPS. Let's see what they've got on their website about their light devices, light therapy devices. Yeah, that's the one. Philips Lighting. They've got a healthcare called Signify. Maybe as we go to their site, find it. Yeah, you accept their cookies. Let's see if there's a healthcare
Um,
innovation.
Here.
Oh, let's go back to that suppliers because maybe it'll talk about suppliers over there on the right. Because the one that they use is Signify. Let's look them up. Put one Signify healthcare. Two words. There you
Just a site.
go. Maybe we'll see.
Okay.
No, I think that's actually a medical health insurance, so that wouldn't be them. Let's go back to your search and let's see if.
It's signify.com.
Oh, here we go. Signify Healthcare. Does that do it? Maybe. that Signify Healthcare. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't really look right either. And now let's do a search for SAD therapy, seasonal affective disorder, or SAD therapy. Yeah, there's a lamp. So obviously you do. Okay, there we go. SED therapy includes lifestyle changes like more sunlight, exercise, social engagement, as well as professional treatments such as light therapy with a special light box. All right, when there's the lady sitting in front of a light box. Seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. All right. Had you
Mayo
ever heard of
Clinic.
that, Mark? I had not heard of it.
No, I have. I hadn't. So, um, treatment seasonal affective disorder. That's something new.
Well, it looks like Philips makes a light that will deal with that. That's why I was.
Oh, okay. But nothing on their site.
Yeah, no, they weren't putting it there. It looks like it's probably pretty specialized. So,
Let me put this search.
yeah,
That
see if that does that. Oh,
yeah,
here we go. Under the Philips site.
yeah, comes up. Let's see what they say. Again. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
improving, use light to improve your mood and energy. So that's.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a seasonal affective disorder. So it's talking about it there. I need to gonna take a tiny little break here because one of my dogs is going nuts right behind me. That's causing me to not be able to think well because you don't probably hear it, but there's barking. But I'm not going to go away. What I'd like you to go to while you're doing that is go to that video that is in the
Okay.
chat, Mark, that Alicia had referred to. It's a YouTube video, and let's look it up. It's near the end of the chat. There's only a couple following it.
Okay, let me see. Alicia has. Oh yeah, there's one phototherapy, right? Phototherapy video.
Yeah, just briefly pull that up and maybe show a little bit, and I'll be right back in about 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can everybody see? So put into the chat if you can see the video. I'll play it and see if the sound plays. So everybody type in if you are hearing the audio and if you can see, if you were hearing, and if you could see the video, just type in 1. Don't see any ones. I'll play this again.
PUVA is a treatment that gets deeper into the skin.
Everybody, were you able to hear the sound? Let me know. Once again, I'll play this.
It's usually given with a photosensitizing medication. It's called Zoralin. And the phototherapy, the light is applied, is UVA. So it goes deeper in the skin and causes therefore more sun damage in the skin, or can cause more sun damage. Has a higher risk compared to narrowband UVB to develop other skin cancers such as squamous cell cancers or basal cell cancers. PUVA was the first light therapy that was established for skin lymphoma. The PUVA is given usually for lesions who are thicker, such as plaques, and won't respond so well to narrowband UVB. There have been large studies published who had shown that it's really effective for skin lymphomas. But given the risk of skin cancers and given that patients have to take a medication, it makes them sensitive to even the daily sunlight. So more and more centers just switch to other alternatives. And so
Right.
UVA1 is a treatment that's
Yeah, pause the video.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was just
Okay.
hearing that. That's from a little bit from a distance. And I heard her talking about UAV1, and that's ultraviolet.
Correct.
Which again, here's even Alicia was talking about light therapy, photobiomodulation. That's a cool word. Manages pain by using specific wavelengths of red and infrared light to stimulate cell energy, increase blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and trigger the release of natural pain relievers like endorphins. This non-invasive treatment helps promote healing, regenerate cells, and improve tissue function in areas affected by conditions such as chronic pain, sports injuries, and joint pain. Pretty cool, actually. And here's why. Maybe it doesn't work as well as people say. Maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking or such, but there's no downside to it. Like with maybe some kind of a drug where we don't know what the side effects are, or we do know what the side effects are, and they're not necessarily ones that we would like. So, boy, at 3:40, the note taker went away.
Yes. They're gone.
Yeah. So anyway, Alicia put up another one. Mark, pull up that. There's a Health Sciences article about phototherapy that's right after what I just read in a message that she put in there.
Okay, there's one I see from healthcare, health science. So let me pull it up.
Yes, that one. Yeah, that's the right
Okay.
one.
All right. So University of Arizona.
There it is, exploring phototherapy, and it's through the University of Arizona. So again, right at the top, the headline, Dr. Ibrahim defines light therapy and explains its potential for benefits as a treatment for chronic pain. So let's scroll down a little bit more and see what we see.
So it looks like a lot of research is going on. So
Yeah,
this,
yeah, University of Arizona, fairly well-known medical school. So it's not just kind of in the craziest area. Well, when pain occurs and people seek relief with heat and ice packs, medications, blah, and alternative therapies. It looks like possibly that phototherapy could be doing similar things. So there's a picture over there of a baby that was receiving blue light therapy at birth.
yeah, my baby was born premature and they put in a incubator, a
Right,
glass in, yeah, and she was exposed to blue lights also. So I saw
to
that.
blue lights. Okay,
Yes, yeah, they did the same thing. I didn't know back then that there is a light therapy
right.
going on. Yeah.
All right. Well, um, let's see if anybody else has any other thoughts. And then there's one more phototherapy article that was in the chat, and it's right after this one. This one's on red light therapy. Maybe you could pull that one up just quick.
Okay, let me see. So red light therapy, I got it, I think. I was
It's right after the one that you just put up. There we go.
Yep.
Now it looks like this is a company that sells this kind of therapy. So it looks like they use it as well as in other things they do for physical therapy. So this is a physical therapy group, it looks like. So why don't you scroll down and see what it says about red light therapy. Red light involves using light-emitting diodes, LEDs, that emit red or near infrared light. Okay, remember I talked about light frequencies. Red is at one end of the spectrum, and to where when you get out of it and get in the lower frequency, you'll get near infrared, and it's not visible. This is considered to be part of the visible light, but humans can't see it. Red and near infrared light are recognized for helping the human body when the light emitted penetrates deeper tissues through the skin. When light enters the cells, they stimulate the mitochondria that serves as energy centers, and they produce more energy. So that's the whole theory of LifeWave, is that these patches are reflecting back this light that is now benefiting the cells. And one of the things they believe happens, and I'm not sure there's great evidence for this, but is that stem cells are rejuvenated. Stem cells are what the body uses for healing. And as we get older, our stem cells become less functional. And there's some belief that by the time a person's even 30, they've lost as much as 50% of the healing capacity from their stem cells. And by the time they're my age, 60 or 70, you've lost 90% of the value of stem cells. So anything you can get that will regenerate or re-energize those cells would be very valuable. So why don't you keep going down with the UV. There was something interesting that it said right above that picture, Mark. So just scroll back up. There we go. Unlike UV light, right? Oh, you missed it. I wanted to finish reading that. Oh, there we are. It's there. Red light will not burn the skin. It's the other end of the spectrum. So ultraviolet, which is what I'm trying to keep out with these glasses, is what causes sunburn. And it's at the other end of the spectrum, ultraviolet is, than the red light, which is at the lower end and will not burn the skin. It says you may feel a warming sensation, but when used as directed, red light therapy is safe and free of any side effects, which is really the key there. Let's just keep going. It says see if anything else there is below it in the article. So there's a picture of someone with the red light.
Anything here, or should I keep going down?
No, that's good. Where even it says, unlike painkillers, red light therapy blocks the sense of pain. It focuses on cellular processes and promotes optimal cell functioning, which leads to a healthy and painless body. All really good stuff. So now I'll go down and we'll see what else the end of it is. Obviously, here's this person in a red light environment again. That shows collagen production increases. increase blood flow.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. So,
Yeah, nothing negative there.
right.
Well, it even shows, and here's where they're promoting their own stuff. I don't know who Modus is, but they use the lights, and there must be in their clinic.
So this is the product, Modus.
Well, yeah, maybe that is what they're selling. They're selling they are. They're selling the red light.
LEDs.
Yeah, those, that you're seeing there at the
Mhm.
end. Wow, rheumatoid arthritis, bursitis, all kinds of joint-related pain.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, there's what they're selling.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, lots of articles that they're referring to. That's a very good article.
Mhm. And
All
that
right.
is
Yeah, that's how to prevent ACL tears. For anybody that's ever torn their ACL, they want to prevent it. You don't want to do that if you can help it. All right. What other questions or thoughts from the audience? We've got about 6 or 7 minutes left here.
Stephen has several comments.
This is
Regenerative
pretty
ag.
cool. Stephen, you talked about a terrain complexity index, like completely different topic, used on mountains. It's interesting. Is there did you put the links in, Stephen? It says links, but I don't see any of them in here. If you've got some links and could put them in, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't see any links by Stephen either. So if
Throw
you
in the
can,
links because then everybody will
yeah.
get them. Because when we get this out, the chat's there with people. That'd be awesome. I'm going to mention the complexity index. Here he goes. He's doing something. Oh, they're links from Alicia's earlier messages. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There are some of the, before we started talking about light therapy, she had put links in.
Alicia's first link is fighting soil nutrient loss.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, let me pull that up. Okay. So this is the first.
Yeah, that's an interesting article. Very recent. Scroll down. Let's see what if it shows some pictures of. Yeah, see, there's that they're growing a much more diverse group of plants next to corn in this case. That's obviously earlier in the season. Our corn around here is 12 feet tall right now. But absolutely makes sense. Why don't you keep scrolling and get down from the picture and see if we see anything that's why install prairie strips. There's an example of later in the year with a prairie strip next to corn that's starting to mature. how to install them. There we go. There's a picture of it. One just put into a cornfield. Obviously takes a little bit of your crop out of production. So Alicia is with Dr. Furrer, and she's mentioned him in the last couple of weeks. Alicia, why don't you get him to come and speak with us? Here, I'm pulling up on LinkedIn that she put in his link, but we should have him on with us some week. He has lots of interesting stuff. He's a herpetologist and a biostatistician.
Yeah, so this is the end of that article. And yeah, we should have Dr. Fuhrer.
Yeah. Thanks
And-
for pointing out those links, Steve.
Yeah. And we have a couple of new guest speakers coming up. So Wayne
Yes, we
already
do.
mentioned. Yeah,
Not very long, less than a month now.
less than a month, correct.
So, but we need more. We would love to get a bunch of them.
Yes.
So,
Yep. And we're getting good views on YouTube. So I checked the
yeah, go ahead and let's show them some of our.
yeah,
Mark's doing
videos.
some very cool clipping using this program we have called Opus.
Right. The
You
shorts are
gotten any
really
new ones? Any other new ones that have gone pretty, for us at least, viral? Anytime you get 1,000 views, that's
this one,
a day or two.
yeah, this one you talked about Shannonville, the radiation, and this one got 1.3 Ks.
Wow.
So people liked that. I posted two, but one got more views, other one didn't get so much engagement. And
Mark, will
see,
Opus do reels for Instagram also?
yeah, they do for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I think 4 or 5 platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
We should
post
talk
all.
about that and use it for those purposes too, because
Yes,
I don't think we haven't used enough of. We do so much on YouTube. We should do more on Facebook, so,
correct.
and
Yes,
Instagram.
yes. Instagram is the new thing now.
Right. Everybody's uses
Everybody's
Instagram.
yes. So we should start doing that.
When did you put up this group, Mark? How many days ago?
Which one?
Any of those on the top line? Yeah, all of those. They came out of the same webinar, I think. At least
Yes.
not the middle one. The other two did. On the official reports.
So this is August 26th.
That's like 2 days ago.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the. Can you pull up the analytics on that? Because I think it probably did what the others. They go just through the roof. We just get a lot of views very quickly.
Short ones. Yeah, the shorts are getting really good engagement. So we should start doing that for every channel. So let me see analytics. And so, oops, okay. Yeah. Content. And this is short. All right, so this is the one. Shannonville Legacy.
Yeah.
So
and look at it, it didn't just go up all at once. It went over a period of time. It's still less than a day. It's only
Yes.
1 day. to the end
Right.
there.
That's pretty good. 1.4K. That's good for
And
us.
I hope everybody understands what happens is it means that for some reason, YouTube thought that a lot of people would like it. So it
Mhm,
puts it in front of them, right?
mhm.
The algorithm that YouTube uses knows what people are going to want to see.
Yes.
And that's why
That's,
it gets a lot of views right away.
it says great job. Views are 98% higher
Yeah,
than
89
others.
higher than other shorts.
So, okay, that's good. So
All
we'll
right.
we'll keep trying.
Well, what other questions do you see, Mark? We are at the top of the hour, and
Yeah.
I don't see anything else here right now. A few more. There's Dr.
Mm.
Fuhr's info. Alicia says,
Uh,
have a great Labor Day. That's right. We've got a
oh
holiday
yeah.
coming up starting tomorrow.
Oh, so Monday is a holiday?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Um, Lots of travel over this weekend because it's the end of the, beautiful weather and lots of
Yeah, it got
summer.
a long. Do you have the event going on for your dogs?
Yes, I do. I'm going over to Washington, leaving in the
Oh,
morning.
okay. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I should be able to be on our 1 o'clock. But,
Okay. Are you
well,
driving?
I'm driving. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, everybody, it's been great. We had a good time. Learned about light. We learned about um, strips in prairie strips and corn. We learned about all kinds of cool stuff today. Oh, Paresh came on just at the end. He must have
Yeah,
just
you missed it.
Paresh apologized, but we're just finishing. So Paresh is the fellow that came on from India last week, and
Yeah,
he and
he's
I
my
had
neighbor.
he
He's
and I
my
had yeah, he's Mark's neighbor. And he and
yeah.
I had a great conversation after the call last week, or on a little later day. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. Take us out, Mark.